You might think that Tennessee Tech Week doesn't have anything for you, but tune in because there are things we are excited about. We are, in fact, nervous about. We're not making things up. And, oh, yeah, this just in. Don't sleep on this. I have a feeling that Daniel and I may, in fact, have the same don't sleep on next Locked On Bulldogs.
You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. He is Clint. I am Daniel. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much to Game Time, sponsor of today's episode. Download the Game Time app today. More on them in a moment. Thanks for making us your first listen of the day. Thanks for being an everydayer. We are here every single day. Today is Friday, and so it's a great day to talk about the Georgia Bulldogs because we play in just a few hours on Saturday. Maybe you're listening to this on Saturday morning, getting ready for the game. Maybe you're headed out to Sanford Stadium. Maybe you're on the way to the tailgate. Gosh, there's so many different ways that you could be consuming this, and we are grateful that you are here. Don't forget that after the game, we will be back with an overreaction show, and you may be saying to yourself, now, what could you possibly overreact to on the Tennessee Tech side? And let me just, it's a lot. It's just, why don't you tune in and find out? Like, it'll be a good time. So, today we're talking, as we do every Friday. It's our tradition. We've been doing it, for years now. I don't even know how long. Gosh, we've been doing this podcast for a while, Clint. This thing's been rolling for a while. It was a good idea that you had to start this podcast, Clint. Kudos to you for having this idea to start this podcast. I'm just along for the ride.
I don't like to toot my own horn, but
no, I'm just along. All the good ideas come from one of us.
That's true.
And the other one of us is just really good looking. So we're talking excited, nervous, don't sleep on. We'll start with what are we excited about on Saturday? And I'm going to give you the honors off the first tee box, Clint. What are you most excited about for Georgia to take the field on Saturday?
I think we're going to see guys that we haven't seen so far. It's only been one game, but we anticipated seeing. But I think they're going to get healthy, and I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity to come back in. I think we're going to see Jonell is going to play in this game. I think guys like Brinson and Hall have a chance to suit up and play something. I think Hall more than anybody else. I think watching them specifically, those two names, have me excited a lot, Daniel. The next thing that has me excited, that is a continuation from game one, that is still eyeballs on. We're going to see a good dose. I don't care, and guess what? I'm never going to ask, nor should I know what the status of ETN is. Do you know why I shouldn't know, Daniel?
Because you're not his parent or guardian?
That's it.
Cool.
That's the thing, because this is a college student who I don't have any relation with whatsoever, and I'm not part of the program in the locker room with him, and he's not talking to me. Thus, I don't deserve to know. So,
no, you don't.
How about that? Wear that as a posture for life, that your business is your business, Chip. I'm excited. Sorry, I am excited to see Frazier.
He's
more.
not sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm excited to see Frazier more. Daniel Guerrero, I want to get in the game. I got a taste. I want seconds. And if there's a buffet line, let me in.
You're the guy at the all-you-can-eat lobster buffet who's just loading up the plates.
I'll put Sizzlers out of commission.
He bringing a grocery sack in there. I mentioned it yesterday on the show, just in passing. You said Nate Frazier. I'll take you one step further. I'm excited for the freshman running backs to get some action. Here's what we know. We know we're going to see Nate Frazier, Clint. And we know we know we're going to see Chauncey Bowens. Yeah. Kirby's talked about him. He was here in the spring. Kirby really likes him, mentioned him by name after the game, said he's going to be a good player, said he's doing things to help the team. And I think there's a chance, Clint, that you could see Dwight Phillips Jr., the little guy from Mableton, come in this game as well. So I think there's a chance you could see all three of these freshman backs. I think this has a chance to go down as one of the all-time running back recruiting classes, that's an overreaction. Like, I get it. Like, we're very early. We're one game into these guys' college career. But I think these three backs have a chance to be really special for Georgia, and it would be really fun if we got to see them all play in the same game. I don't know how much you're going to get out of Branson. I would like to see Branson get his legs back a little bit, get a little confidence. I'd like to see the old Branson, and Tennessee Tech is probably a good opportunity to see Branson running through people the way that we expected him to be and the way that we still expect him to be moving forward. So whether ETN plays or not, I'm excited to see Branson a little bit, but then get him out of there, rest the leg. We're fine. I'm excited to see Nate Frazier continue to do his thing. And then I'm excited to see these freshman backs. Obviously, Cash is going to play and he's going to get his. But, Rod is still out. And so these freshman backs are going to be next on the pecking order. And I'm excited. And we're going to get there. Like, we're going to get to running back 4, running back 5, running back 6 in this game. And so I'm excited to see these guys get to lather it up. And then, yeah, you mentioned it. I think on the defensive side of the ball, I'm excited to see young guys play. I'm excited for more KJ Bolden. I'm excited for some Ellis Robinson. I'm excited for those. I mean, Chris Cole and Justin Williams.
Yes,
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about an all-time class? Like I said, the running back class.
But what about the
linebacker class? Those two are going to be a problem. So there's a lot of things to be excited about. This is one of those games where you got to be locked in on numbers. Like, you got to be looking for numbers of player, like who's on the
Print
field.
Yourself a cheat sheet, and I'm not kidding.
Yes. No, absolutely.
I'm not exaggerating. No one in their right mind is going to be able to tell you who all these kids are on the field in the fourth quarter. And if they do, they're lying.
Yeah. So get yourself a cheat sheet. It's going to be fun to watch all these young guys play. That's what we're excited about. Believe it or not, we are nervous about some things. We can't help ourselves, and that's what we'll talk about next on the Locked On Bulldogs podcast.
But next, we're going to talk to you not about them, Daniel, whatsoever.
About them?
No, about them.
About them? About game
Daniel.
time?
No.
No. Not about them.
We're going to go up here. Next, we're going to talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn's fantastic.
Good Lord.
They're a place you need to get to. Look, buttons are hard. It's fantastic. But LinkedIn's not hard. Posting a job for free isn't hard. And that's what you need to do right now. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. Right now, if you're a small business, you need to hire somebody. And hiring them is the best thing you could do through LinkedIn, because not only are they going to find you the right candidate, the right fit, the right person for your job, it's going to be vice versa. If you're looking for a job, get on LinkedIn, because small businesses are doing that right now. And I bet you didn't know this. Over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're not looking in the right place. You're looking in the wrong place. 86% of small businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. Hire professionals like professional on LinkedIn. LinkedIn knows that small businesses are wearing so many hats and might not have the time to resources to hire. LinkedIn is constantly finding ways to make the process easier. 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring. Post your job for free. LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. That's LinkedIn.com/LockedOnCollege. Post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Daniel, I gave you what I'm excited about first. Tell us what we're nervous about for this Tennessee Tech week. You have the floor.
Well, we're nervous about injuries. So we're nervous about injuries. There's no reason that we should talk about it anymore. That's the first thing, the primary thing that we're always nervous about in this game. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he's an Alabama fan. And Alabama played Western Kentucky and looked pretty good playing against Western Kentucky. And he said, but it was Western Kentucky. You can't really learn anything. And I said, well, but you can. Because South Carolina played Old Dominion, and they learned something in week 1. They won the game, but they learned something. They learned they weren't very good. You can't learn anything positive coming out of this game, but you can learn some things negative. Now, I don't think Georgia's going to learn that they're not a very good football team, right? I don't think Georgia's going to learn that they're not blah, blah, blah. But you remember the little kid that came in? the UMass kid that just absolutely torched us, Clint?
Oh, I remember.
You remember?
He got drafted
He did.
3 rounds higher than he should have been based solely on the game that he had against us.
Just one game in Sanford Stadium. We learned something about that Georgia team that year. Now, I'm not necessarily saying it'll be the secondary or anything like that again this year. Maybe it's the offensive line. Maybe it's the wide receivers. Maybe it is the secondary. Maybe it's the defensive front. The concern is that something gets exposed in this game that is troubling going into next week against Kentucky. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, I don't. I'm primarily nervous about injuries, and that the injuries that we already have are going to linger and not go away as fast as I want them to go away, which is yesterday. But I think if I had to think of something that I was nervous about in terms of this game, it would just be a potential area of weakness that gets exposed in a game like this that doesn't hurt us at all here, but that all of a sudden Steve Sarkisian's like, oh, I'll just make a note of that. Let me just notate here that Georgia struggled against this formation or in this scheme or, with this personnel. That's something I think that you could find a way to be nervous about if you're a Georgia fan. But really, it's just going to be a fun day in Sanford Stadium. No, there's no reason to be nervous at all.
Teams like this come into Athens looking to make an exclamation point on their season of any kind. Andy Isabella got drafted in the 2nd round because of a game he had against Georgia. Okay, that was it. In that same game, by the way, we saw 3 quarterbacks throw the football. Downing threw in that game 4 times. Daniel Joseph Field threw 8. It was an incredible afternoon affair. We saw lots of guys rotate through. What I'm nervous about, yes, the injury, great, check. Here's what I'm actually nervous. I'm not nervous about the play. I'm not nervous about performance. I think we're going to handle that. What I'm nervous about is that I'm going to come across a troll when Kirby Smart in the 3rd quarter removes all the starters and is looking to and all of a sudden, unlike Lane Kiffin and Ryan Day and Josh Huppel, who says, no, let's pour it on.
Here we go.
Kirby
I see what you did here. Did here. So
Kirby,
you're nervous about something that's not the game.
No, not the game.
I like it. I like this.
Kirby doesn't do that. Unlike
he doesn't need to feel good about himself in that way.
He doesn't need to puff his chest out because real ones don't. And if you need to, that's your problem. That's
You're
showing
not
us
a real one.
You're not a real one. Kirby's a real one. He doesn't even puff out his chest. So he's going to go ahead and he's going to get guys development. He's going to coach them up. He's going to be looking for every single. He brings in Cass Jones and expects Cass Jones to play just as well as Frazier. I'm not. That's what Kirby's expectation is.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, he's going to get on Cass Jones for not doing it. He's going to look at him like, what are you doing? Play better. He's going to get the guys experience. He's going to get a lot of freshmen in there. And I think at the end of the day, we're going to get some buffoon.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yes.
In which I'm going to be accused of trying to pick a fight with somebody like a Brandon Walker again, because they're saying Georgia didn't look as impressive as Auburn did in their cupcake game.
Yeah. As if that's how champions are measured. How impressive did you look in your cupcake game?
I can't stop stupid from happening out of the people's mouths that are stupid.
That's so true.
I'm nervous that I'm going to run across one and I'm just going to be in a mood and with my feels because I just saw Justin Williams obliterate some poor slot receiver coming across the middle who had no business being there. And I'm going to say something. Yeah, that's what I'm nervous about.
He's going to see something. He's going to say something. We got some things that you might be sleeping on, some things that you might not be expecting to see, but you're probably going to see on Saturday in this game. We're going to tell you all about them right after this.
And this is definitively game time. This is definitively
game time.
Game time. Guess what? You need tickets to see them Georgia Bulldogs. I need tickets to see them Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Where we're going to go is we're going to go to We're going to go to Game Time. Game Time's fantastic. They are the best place. The algorithms of everywhere else that tries to go into pricing and yada, 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 don't play the game. Daniel and I have done that. We spent way too many hours trying to get the right tickets, and the whole time we should have gone to Game Time. Use the app.
Go to Game Time.
They're fantastic. They're the best. We do it all the time. And right now there's 50% off Labor Day offer for Diamondback Dodgers. That's correct, Daniel. I am here to tell you still that there is 50% off.
Thank goodness. But you can also get great deals on games that are relevant.
Talk about the super deal. How great is this? What's going on is you get into the app. You want to see the up to the moment the game starts. You want tickets into it. You want to get the seat. They're going to be fantastic. The app gives you that ability right up to the start of the game. It gives you seat views, get a panoramic view from your seat in the app, and it has the lowest price guarantee. Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets at Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your purchase. Terms apply again. Create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONCollege, $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. Daniel, give you what we're excited about.
Clint.
Nervous about. Now we're trying to get ahead of this. Okay. Trying to get ahead of this and tell you when everybody else is like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. But just listen to the Lockdown Bulldogs podcast, third segment on Friday.
What do you got for the people, Daniel?
We will let you know. All right. I'm gonna do some accounting right here. On Saturday against the Clemson Tigers, top 15 team, top 10 defense, Georgia had 9 guys catch a pass. They had 8 guys catch multiple passes. I'm going to raise the stakes a little bit.
Here we go.
I think Georgia's going to get 8 touchdowns in this game. Don't sleep on Georgia's 8 touchdowns coming from 8 different players. Don't sleep on 8 different people finding their way into the end zone on Saturday. I don't know what kind of a record that would be. Like, I don't know if that's ever been done before in the history of UGA football. Some status, dog stats, can you go back into the annals of time and you dig that up? No, dog stats. Josh will get up there in the annals of time. He's not scared. He's not scared to do it. You know he will.
Oh, I know Josh is up for a good annal sweeping. I know that. Okay.
The third segment. Oh, the third segment. Why can't we do a show that's just the third segment? Oh, we used to. We used to. Oh, we used to do it. It's called Talking Dogs. Nothing but third segments as far as the eye can see.
Gosh.
8 touchdowns, 8 different guys.
Yeah.
That's my don't sleep on. Now, we may not quite get there, but I'm saying there's going to be the rotation is going to be so heavy in this game. You're going to be seeing so many different guys come in that by the time a running back scores a touchdown, they're not going to be on the field very much more in that game. And so you're going to see guys continually cycling through. I think if you count the quarterbacks that were involved in the touchdowns, you could have a situation where you have 9 guys score 8 touchdowns. As weird as that is,
weird.
I think that's the kind of spread out wealth that's going to be for this Georgia team. Don't expect somebody like Nate Frazier to get 4 or 5 touchdowns in this game. I don't think that's the way that the game's going to go.
No, not at all. I would say this is where I would go, but I know Georgia fan base well enough, so I know that nobody's sleeping on this. If it wasn't for Georgia fan, I would say don't sleep on somebody making a quarterback controversy with Rashada and Stockton coming into next year and some idiot saying Rashada should be starting today because of his electric ability to mobilize in the pocket and Carson Beck's old. I would say don't sleep on, but I guarantee you Rashada comes out and does well. I promise you there is some Yahoo that will come out and say that. I give you my word. So it's not really a don't sleep on. It's just a cautionary tale of Georgia fans to not do that. Here's what don't sleep on. I think the leading receiver at the end of the day,
okay,
Evans is going to be the leading receiver by the end of the day.
A guy that didn't play very many meaningful, if any, meaningful snaps at receiver at all against Clemson.
No, we had punt returns.
Yeah,
was on the
he
field
was in
special
there
teams.
quite a bit on special teams, but I can't remember a snap at receiver.
Maybe he had a couple at the end of the game, but I think he's going to have the most receptions and the most yards by all said and done. Don't sleep on that when it happens, and don't sleep on us being very excited, because I think there are some shoes to fill in the receiving room. That's my don't sleep on. Daniel, anything else that people should know as we look forward to this game?
Don't sleep on the overreaction show. Just taking the momentum that was built last week and just parlaying it even further. The knob just keeps getting turned up.
Yep.
Throughout the season. So we got Kentucky next week, and then we got a bye week, and then Alabama. You understand? We're trying to get into mid-season form.
We got to get up to speed real quick, y'all.
We do. It's only 88 days till the Clemson game. That's what Shane Beamer said to the South Carolina team. The team that's about to get taken to the woodshed by Kentucky this weekend is thinking about the Clemson game at the end of the year.
Don't sleep on
Shane Beamer getting fired before either Sam Pittman or Billy Napier.
You couldn't have said it better, Daniel. You stole the words right from my mouth. He is Daniel. I am Clint. This is Locked On Bulldogs, part of Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Thanks for making us your official first listen, everyday listen. We'll see you guys Saturday for Overreaction Time. See you guys then.
See you.